What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Matty Pace coming at you live from the Matty Mo Show, the host, the most mojo, kicking off episode 526, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, episode 526. I hope y'all are ready for this. But if this is, however, your first time tuning into the Matty Mo Show, thank you for lending me your ears and attention. Second off, hop into the iTunes podcast section where you can subscribe to the Matty Mo Show and have every episode up there for free listen and download. No. You can also hop on to MattyMoShow.com where we got it going on with the latest and greatest for your daily entertainment. You can get all my shows from up there, the links to my YouTube channel, IG, Facebook, Twitter, Spotify, you name it, it's up there. So go check it out, MattyMoShow.com, where you can also subscribe and become a member all for free, baby. That's right. And if you got Apple Podcasts, hit up the Matty Mo Show on there, where you can also rate and review the show. Hint, hint, wink, wink. But without any further ado, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to deliver straight to you episode 526, ladies and gentlemen. And tonight is entitled The Breakup. You know what I'm saying? The Breakup, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 526. Now, it's never easy. You know what I'm saying? It's just never easy. I mean, I'm gonna be straight up with you. I think everybody needs to go through at least one nasty ass breakup before they get in a serious relationship, to really understand what they want, you know, who they truly are as well. Because a lot of people, man, they just get into one relationship after another, and you wonder why they always be failing. You know what I'm saying? They always be failing, but they never be prevailing. And the reason is because you ain't giving yourself enough time to grow. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason for this show in particular, not that we all aren't, you know, going through maybe a breakup or have been through a breakup, but one of my friends, my homegirl in particular, reached out to me earlier today, and she's going through it. You know what I'm saying? She's going through a tough time right now, dealing with this breakup. You know, it's hitting her really hard. It's just, you know, it's taking a toll on her, man, because she knows deep down that the relationship is not good. They're a little bit toxic for one another, which you will never have a successful relationship if you are in it with somebody that is toxic. Trust me, because there's a difference between being with someone that's right for you and being with someone you just settling for because you're used to it, or you're holding on to who they used to be rather than who they are. You know what I'm saying? And what I told her, as a way to kind of ease the situation and to ease her mind a little bit, I told her to be thankful for what it was, respect what it is, and grow through it. Don't just go through it, but grow through it. You know what I'm saying? But in retrospect, as I said, I'm a firm believer that you really do need to go through at least one really tough breakup to really understand. To really understand who you are as a person, as an individual, to understand what you deserve, to understand where you went wrong and what you could correct in the future to have a better, more successful, prosperous relationship, to be happier. You know, because at the end of the day, relationships are not for everybody. Sometimes the best relationship you can have is with yourself and just yourself. Now, just because we are a world filled with tons of men, tons of women, you know, doesn't mean that we have to be with somebody. And I think a lot of times people get that kind of twisted and they get lonely because, you know, they don't know how to deal with being alone. But when you have enough self-love, man, you can truly overcome some of the worst adversities and problems, dilemmas, issues, whatever you want to call it, that life has to present to you, you know. But and that being said, we all tend to handle it differently. You know, breakups in particular, we all tend to handle it differently. You know, let's take women, for instance, and we'll move on to the men. A lot of women, you know, I notice just, you know, from looking around, from having female friends and stuff, as soon as they, you know, get out of a relationship, they start posting picture after picture, you know, before when it was just like cute little pics and this and that, oh, chilling with my boo on a Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden they posting like provocative ass pictures. I mean, I'm talking titas, you know what I'm saying, some cool old shots with their girls at the club acting like they just the happiest person in the world. They just like, oh my God, I don't need no man, you know what I'm saying? But really deep down inside, you know, anyways, and I know a lot of us can see straight through the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We can see that they feel broken, or, you know, they can even go the opposite way and just close the whole world out and dwell in what's going on. And there's a difference between going through something and growing through something. And a lot of times we pick the other option. not to grow, but to go. And I think that's where a lot of people have it twisted, because a lot of men try to play it off in the same sense as well, with similar fashion, because men and women, though we may be different, we're a lot alike. We're people, we're emotional as human beings. Like, that is what we are. We got so much stuff running through our veins, going through our mind, going through our emotions all day, every day. It's not fair to just point out men or women as having all these issues, because we all experience the same things, just on different levels a lot of time. Dudes will go out in the same fashion. They'll be going out with the homies. They'll be drinking a little more during the week. They'll try to get over their ex by getting under someone else. You know what I'm saying? But they still avoid. And just like the women, men may even close the world out too. They may do the same thing as well and dwell in what's going on. And a lot of times, so many people just try to go back with their ex. They try to make things work. They think that they can make it work. And it's the second time, the third time, the fourth time. And when really you're just holding on to the good moments that you once had with that person, completely overlooking all the craziness that it turned out to be. As Tupac said, even when the road is hard, never give up. You know what I'm saying? You baby girl gotta keep your head up. Even when the road is hard, never give up. Baby, don't cry. It gets better. It gets easier. But of course, you have to go through some sort of struggle in order to gain strength. Because that's how life is made to be, baby. You can't know and truly appreciate pleasure if it weren't for pain. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to the gym, you want to hit it, you want to get bigger, stronger, you know what I'm saying? You're going to have to put yourself through pain, but you push yourself through it. You grow through it. You're consistent through it. Each and every day is one step closer to being bigger, to being stronger, to being happier. How to bounce back is one of the main things I want to focus on with this, because clubbing, drinking, and all that, like I said, they go hand in hand on both sides of the spectrum. Men and women, they are not, one is better than the other, but it's not the best way to overcome what you're going through. Because even if you are truly happy in those moments when you're out with your friends, your homies or your girls, you know what I'm saying? You twerking on the floor, fellas, you up there grinding with your girls, you know what I'm saying? You having a good time. Deep down, you're not. And it's important to take a step back and to invest all the time that you're placing on other people around you and things like that. Invest the time that you shared with that other person for so long back into you. If you are feeling broken, it's the perfect time to fix and rebuild. Creating better habits for yourself, tending to your needs. When you hit ground zero, you can't go any lower. The only way to go truly is up. And that's something that we all need to acknowledge as well. You need to create better habits. You need to hit the gym maybe, or get just, some physical activity in. Switch up the diet a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Maybe do some meditation in the morning, some breathing exercises, some yoga, and fill your mental with just positive substance that's going to help push you to get over that hump of unhappiness that you're currently experiencing. Even if you gotta, read some books, or listen to some motivational videos, look at some motivational messages online. You know what I'm saying? Matty's motivation, hint, hint, wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? But really, you gotta do what's best for you. And a lot of times, we just end up getting super salty about the situation. And I know it's way easier. It is 10 times easier to just say, oh, don't worry, it'll be all right. Or, don't worry, you'll get over him. Oh, you'll get over him. Or you'll get over her. Don't worry, this and that. And though those words may be true, it's tough. It really is tough. And, one of the best things that you can do is to just remain grateful for the time that you did share with someone else. Because even through all the negatives, there are positives to be learned. There are different lessons to be learned. There are things that you can apply to a new relationship when you are ready, not when you're rushing because you are missing that little piece of you, because you will never find true happiness in someone else if you can't first find it within yourself. You got to understand that the time and effort you're willing to put into you is going to pay off huge. And you'll find that when you start doing different things, when you start surrounding yourself with, positive influences and maybe even some different people and choosing to do different things, because like I said, you need to rebuild. And you can't rebuild the same house on the same foundation with the same materials that got broken down in the first place. You gotta move. You gotta switch up lots. You gotta dig up a new foundation. You gotta get some fresh stock, some fresh wood. You know what I'm saying? Some fresh concrete. You gotta go fresh, because if you keep building a house of brick on a foundation of straw, it's gonna continue to fall down. But if you are strong from the foundation all the way up, then you are going to be good. And more than that, you're gonna be ready for when you see another opportunity with someone else come along. And you will be able to use all the things that you experience, because best believe it's not just one side that is the issue in a relationship. All right, there are both pros and cons to both sides. You know, someone does something, the girl does something else, the man does something else, you know, vice versa. Man, it is a two-way street. One hand washes the other. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. That's how it always has been, and that's how it always will be. But until you start building yourself, until you stop being so hasty towards the other person, until you stop acting like you did nothing wrong and admit the truth, accept what was, focus on what is, and don't worry about what will be, because the more you invest in yourself today, the time, the energy, you take the patience, you know, you roll it into a ball and you do what's best for you, then the future is not of your concern, because things are going to work out just the way they should. But it's important for you to keep your head up, to recognize what's going on, to not go back to a toxic situation, and to just be happy, move on, rebuild, and grow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? It's a lot easier said than done, but so is everything in the world, until you start doing it and you're like, hey, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? One hand washes the other, baby. You gotta be there for you before you can be there for anyone else, all right? But stick around with me, because the episode's almost done, so I'm about to hit you with the final thought, which is coming at you live in 3, 2, 1. Let's get it.